and your happiness depends on our happiness too, or more like influence or informs our own happiness. If you are not happy, we are not happy. And if it's death, then whatever it is, just make up your mind on what you want to do. And that was the turning point for me, that conversation we had that night. I knew I wasn't ready to give up yet. I wasn't ready to die. I think that was when the healing began for me.
With the healing came the conquest, and there is no stopping Grace Jerry from that point onward, as the sky became a starting point.
I still continued my music, career. I was getting invitations to come to church, and whenever you invite me to come and sing to minister in your church, I would use the opportunity to talk about the need for accessibility. Because when I want to climb the stage, they would carry me and the wheelchair up, or when I need to get into the church, they would carry me and the wheelchair into the church. So I started creating awareness, not even knowing that advocacy had begun. For me, I would tell them this part of the steps into the church, you can actually turn this part to a ramp. So it's easier for people on wheelchair to move in and out. So music and advocacy, became like the things I began to do.
Yes, we can, sure we can change the world. Yes, we can, sure we can change the world. Yes, we can, sure we can change Africa. It go happen, no. Yes, it go happen, no. It's a world filled with darkness everywhere, but I see the light. Not from the north, the south, the east, or the west, but from within you. Bring it out, let it shine. Bring it out, let it work. I see a great you, I see a great me, I see a great us. I see a great continent, I see great nations. I see people whose existence cannot afford to be ignored. Not by any nation of the world, not by any race or tribe. I see great Africans as we emerge. Yes, we can, sure we can change the world. Yes, we can, sure we can change Africa. It go happen, no.
And all the way to 2010, when we had the first announcement for the first ever Miss Wheelchair Nigeria pageant in 2010. And when I heard about it, somehow I wasn't that much interested until I remember I called my pastor, and my pastor said, Gracie, I think you should go for this. You've been advocating on a small level. The Miss Wheelchair pageant will strategically place you on a national platform to talk about the rights of people with disabilities, to keep promoting and protecting the rights of these people, and including yourself. Why not go for it? I applied for it. We all moved to Lagos, and I was a contestant among other 39, 40 women with disabilities, women on wheelchair. And the pageant was to pick a spokeswoman who would advocate for the then 22.2 or 22.5 million Nigerians living with disabilities, to push for legislations, to push basically for the signing of the National Disability Bill, to just celebrate the achievements of people with disabilities, a spokeswoman. And at the end of the Miss Wheelchair pageant, I emerged winner, and that started my work as a disability advocate, human rights advocate on a national level. 2010, 2011, 2012. I was going around, meeting our lawmakers, meeting the key decision makers in Nigeria back then, and talking about the need to have a disability law in our country, the need to provide employment, education, all these opportunities for people with disabilities. And it felt like I just scratched the surface of advocacy then, because they would listen to you at that moment, but then it looked like as soon as you're out of their office, life just continued. Like they've forgotten that you just left, advocating for these things. And at the end of the reign of 2012, I knew that advocacy cannot stop for me. advocacy cannot stop. And that was when Inclusive Friends Association started in 2013.
It was established in 2013, but through the years to 2016, Inclusive Friends Association delved into democracy and good governance, which is one of the thematic areas that we work in, and started work in elections-related areas. And one of those projects that we're currently running, is called the Access Nigeria Disability Votes Matter. That is because through the electoral process there has been a history, of marginalization for people with disabilities accessing polling units. So what we did was we came and we conducted a polling unit accessibility audit of the Edo and also the Ondo governorship elections in 2016, September and November respectively. And what we did was to document all the barriers that persons with disabilities face in terms of accessing polling units and even casting their votes or ballots. So what we did afterwards, we also made recommendations to INEC and other key electoral stakeholders, to implement all of those recommendations so that those gaps that exist, those barriers that exist in polling units can be taken out. And that has actually taken a larger part of our work, And one of those thematic areas also we work in is also peace building, and IFA conducted a research on what violence means to women with disabilities. When violence occurs, no matter the scale, more of the people that are receiving end are actually persons with disabilities.
As a family, it changed our life because we got to realize what it means to have somebody living with disability. We have never thought of it before, as a family and as an individual. But we got to realize this is what has happened and we have to take it as it is. And we all have to adjust. She wasn't the only one adjusting to what happened. We also have to adjust, to run around, to be close to her, to make sure she's happy, to make sure she has what she needs and everything. And then it made us conscious too of ourselves and our environment. It can happen to you at any time. And then for me right now, anytime I go anywhere, the first thing I start taking note of is the accessibility of the environment. And I've never thought of that before until she had that accident. So for me, it has enlightened me in so many ways to realize that we have been ignorant of a lot of things for a very long time.
When asked about her marital status, Grace Jerry, popularly known as the Beautiful Mosaic, says, "The Lord makes all things beautiful in His time."
I know you want to know about the relationship part of Grace Jerry. Yes, I've dated. I met amazing men in my young life, and before I had the accident, I remember I was dating a very, very, very good guy. And he stood by me even when the accident happened. And while we were dating before the accident, of course, I had a lot of toasters, people who were still trying to win my heart, even when I was in a steady relationship. And immediately after the accident, I tell you this, those guys, they ran away. I wasn't seeing them anymore. Some showed up for a while but left. But this particular guy stood by me for years. And I remember I would tell him, come, go find their way they work out, like, just move on with your life. But, he still stuck by me. We've had our, we break up, we make up, but then eventually that relationship didn't work out. I got to another relationship, it didn't work out after about some months, and on and on and on. And am I married yet? Not yet. And I'm single, but happily single, let me say. Overall, I'm just a very, very happy person, and I know that when it's time, it's time. Am I ready? I am ready. But when it's time, the Lord makes things beautiful in His time, so I'm waiting on that time. I am Grace Jerry. I have lived through pains. I am a survivor. I am an achiever. I am that recording artist, and I am the executive director of Inclusive Friends Association, and I am beyond challenges.
Alright, I'm sure you've learnt a thing or two from the life of Grace Jerry. She is indeed beyond challenges. Well, in case you want to reach out to us, check us out on our Facebook page Beyond Challenges with Folajogun Akinlami and on Instagram Beyond Challenges. Until next week when I'll bring you another interesting topic and personality, I remain Folajogun Akinlami and I am Beyond Challenges. What about you?